Chiefs and Ravens. This game is another game. I don't know where to go with this game. I'm picking the Chiefs. I think the Ravens are the more talented football team by far. I really don't think it's that close. I think that this Ravens offense, very talented. But I think I think they could out muscle, out physical that Chiefs defense. It feels like this Steve Spagnuolo defense for once is a little vulnerable. Feels like if you could out physical this Chiefs defense, you're gonna have a good day on offense. It seems, but that's easier said than done. You have to really be a physical football team, and the Ravens are. They're a physical football team, but we saw versus the Lions. They weren't physical compared to the Lions. They allowed 7 sacks, couldn't really get much going. They couldn't stop the run, and the Chiefs don't really have a run game. So if the Ravens can force the Chiefs to pass all day long, maybe there's something there. But the Chiefs' offensive line hasn't been, exactly spectacular the first couple weeks either. I'm taking the football team that knows how to win in big moments. The Ravens squander it in week 1, squander it versus the Lions at home. I just don't trust them in big games. I don't trust them, even if the Chiefs aren't the normal Chiefs. I don't trust the Ravens right now. I feel like Lamar Jackson was a little indecisive versus the Lions. Lions just playing really good defense. The Chiefs offense did get something going that second half versus the Giants. The Giants defense is pretty good. It kind of depends on what kind of game plan they call it, though. Stop calling man coverage every play. I think they fare a lot better playing more zone. Could they contain Lamar? They should be able to contain Lamar. Easier said than done. Does Derrick Henry come out and just completely go off? Well, David Montgomery went off, but could this Ravens offensive line be as physical as they have been in the past? I don't know. With Derrick Henry fumbling 3 games in a row, it's like, where's the Derrick Henry that we all know? Don't see him right now. He has struggled. Didn't do anything against the Browns. Could have been better against the Chiefs or against the Lions. Did have that one big run early in the game. He's still a threat, but the fumbling is an issue. That's got to stop. It's just so disappointing. This Ravens team is such a good football team, but it feels like they don't have it together right now. And if you don't have it all together right now, I don't really have the confidence in the Ravens to beat the Chiefs. On paper, it looks like the Ravens should win this game, and they should. I don't think they will. Until they can prove to me that they can win these games. I stuck up for them in that Monday night game. And I got burned. The Lions proved me wrong. I apologize, Detroit. They proved me wrong, man. I got to give them their flowers. What a freaking game by Detroit. So freaking physical. What a game. But Kansas City, man, I think they're going to win this football game. Not necessarily because I think the Chiefs, it's crazy that one of these teams are going to be 1-3. Who would have thought going into this game that both teams have 1 loss or 1 win? Crazy. Will the Chiefs start their season 0-2 at home? Even more crazy. It's just these 1-score games are going to, it caught up to them last year in the Super Bowl. You got to start, figuring things out. Both teams, really. But it felt like second half, Tyquan Thornton, could Hollywood Brown stay healthy and consistent on the field? I think the Chiefs figured something out in that second half. Just could they run the football? They're going to have to be able to run the football. Sooner or later, they have to get that going. Give me KC 31-28. I wouldn't bet on this game. A lot of games this week are tough to bet on, to be honest with you. There are a couple you can maybe go after, but like the Rams and the Colts, I think that's when you can go after. The Niners and the Jaguars, that one you can go after. Even the Niners are so beat up. Stay away from Tampa and Philly. Maybe the Chargers, if you think, the Chargers are just going to come out and completely suffocate the Giants right away, regardless of, Jackson Dart being in there. Like I was saying, Jackson Dart, is he really, we'll see what happens with New England and Carolina, that's a tough one. That line is wild, 5.5. Detroit probably comfortable one. A lot of difficult games. The Colts and the Rams, the Rams over the Colts and covering their spread is probably the one I'm most comfortable in. Every other one is it's pretty tough. Like I was saying, the Saints offense is not to be scoffed at, so they can maybe keep it close. The Bills jump out to a big lead right away. They probably do cover, but it's a trap game. Detroit, could they just out physical the Cleveland Browns defense, tire them out, and then get a big lead there? Maybe Minnesota with the 2.5. That one's a pretty comfortable one. Maybe Seattle with one, favored by 1.5. Maybe that one's comfortable, but a lot of games are tough. Titans and Houston, no, I'm not touching that game. A lot of games are tough this weekend.